What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So once again, we're going to be doing another iPhone 11 comparison. This time, the 11 Pro, which is the newly released iPhone. You guys already know this is the newest iPhone Apple makes versus one of the older iPhones that Apple stopped selling a little bit of time ago, but still a pretty decent device, the iPhone 6s Plus. Now in my opinion, both phones are still very, very good, the 6s Plus being the better one. Totally joking, obviously the 11 Pro Max is the better device. This is not a comparison to see which one is the better device because obviously whichever way you look at it, the 11 Pro Max is the better device. It doesn't really matter whether it's the screen, the battery life, this or that. Every single thing is most likely better on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but I just want to see how much better it is, how much faster of a phone, how much, better battery life, this and that. I just want to see how much better of a phone the 11 Pro Max is compared to the 6s Plus. Now, before I get too far into this, I'm still doing an iPhone XR giveaway. I'm giving one of these away randomly to one of you guys. It's completely free to enter. If you want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is click that second, third, fourth, whatever link in the description it is. It'll say free iPhone XR giveaway. Just click on that link. It'll explain exactly how to enter. The giveaway is still going on when I'm uploading this video. It's probably going to be on for like another week or two, so make sure you guys enter quickly. You don't want to miss it, trust me. I will hopefully have another giveaway out soon, so if you are watching this like a month later or something, I might have another giveaway out by then, so keep subscribe to the channel, check out the videos, maybe I'll have another open giveaway. But looking on the front, you can automatically see there is quite a bit of a difference. Okay, the iPhone 11 Pro Max has the, overall the better display. It is also way bigger than it. You have a 6.5 inch display on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but a 5.5 inch display on the iPhone 6s Plus. Now, usually when you get a bigger increase in size or whatever, you tend to have a lower resolution display because of pixels and PPI, whatever. Not the case here. Apple luckily put a higher resolution display on the iPhone 11 Pro Max versus something like an iPhone 6s Plus. So you have a 1080p display on the iPhone 6s Plus. Whereas on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you have a 1242 by 2688 display. So a very, very good display in my opinion. Obviously one of the best ones. This is a Super Retina XDR OLED display. This is an IPS panel. There's nothing wrong with the IPS panels, but definitely 100% the OLED displays are almost always better. You also have a higher PPI on the iPhone 11 Pro Max versus the iPhone 6s Plus, 401 pixels per inch, 458 pixels per inch on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So looking around the devices, obviously without a doubt, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is also the better display here. The better phone here. The chassis feels so much better on the 11 Pro Max, and even in terms of the thickness, the 11 Pro Max is just a little bit thicker than the iPhone 6s Plus. Kind of hard to tell, but it just seems like with the chassis seems to be like the same size, but the thickness of the devices seem to be a little bit different. But that's pretty much that. On the back, you can tell obviously one of the biggest differences are the camera setups. You have a triple camera setup on the 11 Pro Max, but a single camera setup on the iPhone 6s Plus. Now, does the 11 Pro Max automatically the better camera? Kind of, because it does have more sensors and because they are the same phone and the same software. Obviously, the 11 Pro Max will have the better camera setup. On the bottom, you have lightning ports, but you do have the headphone jack on the iPhone 6s Plus. So that might be a huge of enough reason for people to go switch to it. So that's kind of a funny thing right there. Power buttons on the left, and that's pretty much it on the outside. Very minimalistic phones at the core of it. Obviously, you have the home button on the 6s Plus, so whether you're still into it or not, you have that capability. And that's pretty much it. On the outside, obviously, biggest difference is the screen, the build quality, much better on the 11 Pro Max than the 6s Plus. Now, hitting on the software, this is also one of the more crucial things. Actually, the iPhone 6s Plus started off with iOS 9. It eventually, got up to iOS whatever, 13 right it is now. Now, the question is that a lot of people ask me, is it going to be getting iOS 14? Is it going to be going further and further? And honestly, to answer that question, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get it. Like I stated in other videos, I will have to do a lot more research to figure that out. But as of right now, I'm going to say it's like 50-50, more so like 30-70 for getting iOS 14. And I have some reasons for that, but I'll explain it in a different video. But the 11 Pro Max, as you guys know, just got started with software updates. This phone is going to be lasting for a much longer time. It's not even funny. You will probably be selling this phone or not even using this phone before. You'll probably break this phone before it stops getting software updates, honestly. So between these two, obviously 11 Pro Max will continue on much longer. So that is a humongous reason to go and upgrade. So even starting off right there, that is a huge reason to pick up an 11 Pro Max or even go upgrade to an 11 Pro Max from an iPhone 6s Plus. So that kind of covers that aspect of it. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a speed comparison. Now this is going to be a pretty basic one, but it should give you an idea how much faster the iPhone 6s Plus is compared to the iPhone 11 Pro Max, or I mean how much faster the 11 Pro Max is versus the 6s Plus. Now the iPhone 6s Plus has the Apple A9 chip, a dual-core CPU, and 2 GB of RAM. This was the first iPhone to bring 2 GB of RAM, whereas the 11 Pro Max has an Apple A13 Bionic chip, a hexa-core CPU, and 4 GB of RAM on all the models. So between these two, let's go ahead and see which one is the faster device. Is it the iPhone 6s Plus with the 2 GB of RAM, or obviously the 11 Pro Max with the much better spec'd out phone with the better specifications? If I had to say, I'd probably tell you the 11 Pro Max is going to win, but how much more is it going to win? How much more is it going to win by? So let's go and check that out. Alright, we're back. Let's go and clear all the apps from the background. Okay, as you can see, all the apps are cleared out from the background on both the devices. Let's go and start loading them up. Let's do Facebook 3, 2, 1. And you can see, I think the 11 Pro Max was the faster one. Instagram 3, 2, 1. Very close, but again, the 11 Pro Max faster. Twitter 3, 2, 1. And again, the 11 Pro Max was faster as expected, but it was kind of weird. It's kind of not as big of a difference as I thought, at least from those 3 apps. Netflix 3, 2, 1. And the 6s Plus was a little bit faster, but it could be because I accidentally clicked it a little bit sooner, so that could be a little bit of an issue. Quizlet 3, 2, 1. And again, obviously faster on the 11 Pro Max, but kind of close. Dropbox 3, 2, 1. And again, 11 Pro Max faster, but just by a little bit. Bofa 3, 2, 1. And I think the 11 Pro Max, yes, it is faster. Actually, this one for some reason takes a long time on older iPhones for some reason. Not too sure why. As you can see, we eventually get into it on the 6s Plus. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. And then we're into it on the 11 Pro Max. Actually, much faster in this app versus the iPhone 6s Plus. So, kind of different. I was expecting it to be a little bit closer in comparison, but Snake versus Blocks. 3, 2, 1. And again, the 11 Pro Max, the faster one. Let's get into some gameplay, see if we can see any stuttering or anything on the 6s Plus. And it doesn't really seem like it, if I'm being honest. Temple Run, 3, 2, 1. And look at this difference. The 11 Pro Max is just so much faster. We did get a pop-up here, but it didn't affect the speed or anything. As you can see, much faster on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Fruit Ninja, 3, 2, 1. And look at that, we're already done on the 11 Pro Max. We're still loading on the 6s Plus. Still loading on the 6s Plus. Eventually we do get into it, but pretty big difference right there. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And you can see already loading on the 11 Pro Max. And we're almost done on the 11 Pro Max, actually. We're done. The iPhone 6s Plus just started getting into it. Eventually it's going to be done. Pretty big difference right there. In the beginning of this comparison, I wasn't expecting, this big of a difference towards the end because, they were kind of neck and neck. But that was a pretty big difference. Let's go and do Real Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully I don't have to download anything on the 6s Plus because I think I already downloaded it, but I could be wrong. We're good. Okay, so we're already loaded on the 11 Pro Max. Fully loaded, I can just click on it and play the game. The 6s Plus is still loading. Eventually we do get into it, but look at that difference. That is quite a bit of difference between them. Now looking at the actual benchmark scores, which you might have seen on the 6s Plus before, it's a pretty big difference, okay? 300,000 points different, to be exact. The iPhone 6s Plus, 150,000. iPhone 11 Pro Max, 456,000, dude. And to be honest with you, without a doubt, yes, the 11 Pro Max is the faster device, and towards the beginning of this comparison, I wasn't really seeing it, but now I completely see it 100%. The 11 Pro Max is 100% the faster device. There's no competition here, so that kind of covers that aspect of it. Hopefully you guys did learn something from that comparison. Now let me go ahead and do a little bit of a camera test between them. Now this is not going to be a super thorough one. You're not probably even going to learn that much, but you're just going to hear my opinion about them. The 11 Pro Max obviously has a triple camera setup. The iPhone 6s Plus has a single camera setup. You have 12 megapixels on all the sensors on this phone and this phone, obviously only a single sensor here. Now the biggest thing to keep in mind is that you have way more features on the 11 Pro Max. You know, you have the ultra wide sensor, you also have the telephoto lens, which one is it? I think this is the telephoto lens. You have way more sensors and way more functionality, but also the quality is better on the 11 Pro Max. Starting off with the older device, you can see that the quality, I mean, it's not bad at all. You know, it's definitely, I guess, improved since the 6. You can still shoot 4K videos. You can still do a lot with it, but you will need like external apps to even match the 11 Pro Max or even match something like a 10. You don't have portrait mode. You don't have night mode. You don't have 4K 60 frames. You have a pretty basic camera setup, but still pretty good enough for, I guess, I would say a majority of users. But the 11 Pro Max is definitely the better sensor, okay? Not only is the quality a little bit better, even if I bring something in, you can tell the quality is just a little bit better, but also you have that telephoto lens, which allows you to zoom in, you know, to 2x optical zoom or whatever. But also now you have that ultra wide sensor, which allows you to get more into a photo. So now you can see more of this grass, you can see my legs, you can see that Rubik's Cube on the side. Whereas regularly you couldn't see that. So you can get more into a photo now, which is really, really awesome. So without a doubt, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is 100% the better camera. Whichever way you look at it, it is the better sensor no matter what. Now hitting on the battery life of both phones. Now what I'll tell you is, you know, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is the better battery life here without a doubt. The 6S Plus, it didn't have a horrible battery life. You have a 2,750 mAh battery on the 6S Plus, but a much bigger 3,969 mAh battery on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So without a doubt, the 11 Pro Max is the better device overall with battery because of that bigger battery. And also with the 6S Plus, the battery might have degraded over time. It's probably not at that full, 2,750 mAh anymore. It's probably a lot lower than that. So you kind of have to keep that in mind when looking at a phone. Do you want to stick with your older phone battery or your newer one? Even if they were both brand new batteries, that the 6S Plus had a brand new full 2750, the 11 Pro Max would still beat it. So to answer the question, I mean, should you upgrade? Yes, you should. The 11 Pro Max is a much better device than the iPhone 6S Plus, but even if the 11 Pro Max was a 10 out of 10, you could potentially save much more money or even get the highest end variant of the XS Max, which was last year's flagship, in the used market. So I would probably tell you, like, yes, this is a big upgrade, but also going from a 6S Plus to a XS Max is a pretty big upgrade as well. But also, this might surprise you, going from a 6S Plus to an iPhone 8 Plus is also a pretty big upgrade. So you can go get a XS or 10 or 8 Plus or XS Max. Those are also pretty big upgrades from an iPhone 6S Plus. So do what you will with that information, but this is a big upgrade. Obviously, the XS Max is much better than the 6S Plus. I don't think anybody thought differently, but like I stated before in other videos, you can definitely get a pretty big upgrade also going from an older phone, whether it is a 6S Plus or whether it's a different phone, going from a phone like this to a XS Max or a 10 or 10S. So I'll go ahead and try to find the cheapest XS Maxes and 10s and 8 Pluses on Amazon, and I'll link them straight down in the description below so you guys can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. That is pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.